Hello, welcome back to It's New. We got some new big stories for you today. Specifically, I'm going to be covering the Department of Justice intending to probably break up Google and worse. Greg, what do you got for us?
Google advertisers are giving a new Google reviews placement a 1-star.
Mordy?
Google search tests, yada, 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 yada.
And Crystal?
First says open sesame to their content via OpenAI.
Nice. Yada, yada, yada. All right, so we got the big Google news from late last night around 10 p.m. The Department of Justice showed their intention to say, hey, let's break up Google. There's a bunch of things in there. Nothing is done. The ruling is not in. The ruling won't happen until August 2025. And when that ruling comes out, there will be probably years and years of appeals and decision and going back and forth in the courts. But their intent seems to be, at this point in time, to break up Google. That means split off Chrome, Android, who knows, maybe the ads business from search. I'm not sure how that would work. Plus the other things around Google. Also, there's other things in there, like everything we discussed before when Google was ruled a monopoly earlier this year, where it says Google might have to make their data available to competitors, including their search index and their models, ranking models. Their AI assisted search features have to be available to competitors. Their ad ranking data has to be available to competitors. Privacy regulation changes there, limitations with partnerships with Apple and other providers, and so much more. So basically, it's like, Google, we're making you hand over your business to Bing, to OpenAI, to anybody who wants it. Thank you for all the work over the past 20 plus years. 26 years, and so forth. I mean, again, I don't know what is legal stuff, but again, it seems like Google is legally a monopoly. I don't know if these remedies make sense or not. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything really, to be honest. But that's why I have all you guys here and gals to discuss what you think with this.
I think that Google has Leanne Mulholland working overtime right now because she's all over their blog, with answering everything back with a clap back. She's like, "We will see you in court. Like, this is not good for anybody. We made Android open source, and if you do this, it's going to make phones more expensive." And she's like, "We can't give everybody our details because it's not good for consumers." And she's like, if you we have lots of our products working together and we can't pull them apart because they're all interwoven and all of this sorts of stuff. But basically, I think this is going to be a hard hill for the DOJ to climb. If Leanne is anything to go by, because they just sound like they're just gearing up to fight this significantly.
Yeah,
Greg, can you handle another breakup? First it was Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, and now Google. I don't know if I can handle that.
No, I'm still crying over Ben Affleck. Poor guy. No, I think there were a few things that jumped out to me in here. And one, it was pretty harsh where they were determined to be a monopoly and for the last 10 years in the actual document. I thought it was strange that they were talking about some of the AI aspect of things and saying it will likely become an important feature in an evolving industry. That was strange because it was the initial case was they had them on text advertising and search kind of dominance, like search text advertising is what they always say on there. So I thought that was strange to be like, hey, we want to make sure that everybody is fair moving forward with this 10-year monopolistic behavior. And then when they were talking specifically about the advertising side of things, they had brought up some of Google's AI ads that they've gotten to from, having this monopoly, according to the DOJ. And they had brought up some of the stuff like PMAX. And they had also talked about the fact that they'd like to see more transparency, which is one of the things that advertisers are really kind of sick of, where they are saying things like search queries and data and all that. So, again, not a ton really here to go off of, but some of those things I think fairly interesting.
I'm with Barry. I don't understand. It seems like you're just saying you're a monopoly and now your entire company needs to be destroyed. We've gone from 0 to 60 in 0.003 seconds. That escalated quickly.
I mean, if you look, as you read all the stuff they did to get their monopoly has been very, very shady. I mean, a lot of the
so
stuff.
in that case, destroy the company. You're right.
I don't know what the remedy should be. It just seems like this will rip apart Google. Break apart Google completely. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Again, the ruling's not until August 2025, and then after that, it's going to be in the courts forever. By then, Greg will retire and be fine.
The real winner will be the lawyers.
100%.
Well, according to Google's post, like the things they mentioned aren't just ads. It's like Google Search, AI tools, Chrome, Android, Google Play, and the ad systems. That's so many. We've already seen, like from yesterday, we saw some traction on the Google Play. It's their whole product suite. Like it's wild. If this goes through, it will completely rock the internet.
Right, 100%. At least, I mean, if it does go through, it might be harder for competitors to advertise on your local listings, right, Greg?
Yeah, and this is something that I saw. I think Anthony Higman found first. He was looking at a law firm, and when he went to go hit the reviews tab to see the reviews of the law firm, he saw a full-on ad for a competitor, like a big ad, kind of above the review score. I know, Barry, you wrote this up over on Search Engine Roundtable. Matt McGee had also seen this for his wife's real estate company. This one, his was like a little bit lower, I believe, where it was underneath the review score at least. That is a very wild ad placement, in my opinion, that Google is giving me a local listing. I see the local listing. I go to hit the reviews and you're sneaking competitor ads in there. I mean, that is the shadiest thing ever.
It's funny because it comes to not funny, but local listings in general, Google has done some of the shadiest, like competitive, stuff there that I felt like I have so many examples over the years where they inject ads from competitors in your local listings. It's just like to try to monetize everything. This is one place they probably shouldn't show ads.
And it's a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to a Google business profile. You're hitting the reviews. Then you hit the phone number and you don't know. Not everybody knows it's an ad even. And
I'm just surprised you're saying this, Greg. I'm just surprised.
I am honest to the core because I'm about to say something nice about Google in a minute. But you're in the business profile. You're in the reviews section and there is a click to call button for your competitor. And people are saying they're getting more and more calls that are just instant hangups. This is a horrible thing. And Google, they put out the @smallbiz Twitter X account, and it's everything is flowers and roses, and everything is the best. And we love small business. Oh, small businesses is our lifeblood. And then you see this, and you have ads on your reviews that people are looking for, and you're costing people money. It's just a problem. It's a problem.
It is a problem, by the way, because on the one hand, they're trying to tell the small business. I'm full on anger with you, Greg. Like I'm identifying with you. How are you telling these SMBs, we want you to make your home, not just your website, but your Google business profile? And then when they go and do that, it's like the dumbest. Google sucks at marketing. They just stink at it sometimes. I don't get it.
But they are great at navigation, right?
Yeah. So let's talk positive about Google here. Google Ads, I spotted a change in the navigation. There's a weird accordion navigation called campaigns, but in campaigns are like campaigns, ad groups, and other stuff. They made it a lot clearer so that the campaigns like accordion is now blue and there's kind of a white background. So take some solace in the fact, Google advertisers, that at least it's a tad bit easier to use.
That makes Mordy smile because there's some blue and white in there. Talking about Mordy, you got some stories for us.
Many stories, and all of them start. I have a question for you. I'm going to start with a question. There's 3 stories about Google changes to the SERPs. Each article starts Google tests whatever. The next article is Google tests whatever, which we'll get to, and then the third one is Google search tests. What made you add search in to the third article?
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, the 3 changes that we're talking about are Google tests what people are saying in a short video. So it's basically a little like carousel of like TikTok videos, could be from other places, what people are saying. By the way, the example that you have in there about real life on LinkedIn, I saw that on YouTube. It's hilarious. So you should watch that video. It's really funny. This funny is fun. The second one is Google tests card style knowledge panel. So basically in the knowledge panel, like little cards, like you have like the company and like they're showing like Google, it's the president and the CEO. My main question is, who's paid to come up with these things and test these things? Like that's an actual job they're paying money for. And the third thing, which is Google search tests most mentioned places carousel, I find to be the most interesting one. It's like for a local search, the query was running shoes, and there's a local pack there, and then there's most mentioned places, and it's a whole list of other places. And people are like, how does Google know? How does Google know? They're tracking mentions. That's how they know. They can read the content, they index the content, they pull out where you mention the name of the brand, which just goes to show you mentions matter.
Great. Thank you, Mordy, for that. I appreciate it. On that news, let's move over to OpenAI and partnerships. Crystal?
Yeah, so I know Barry doesn't care about this, but I was quite interested to see that, that OpenAI have signed another content partnership with another major publisher, another major online publisher, one of the like huge ones that drives most of the traffic on the web. And thanks. So today they've announced that they have a deal starting in early October 2024 with Hearst. If you don't know Hearst, you probably do and don't know by name, but it's Cosmopolitan, Esquire, Elle, 40 other newspapers like San Francisco Chronicle, Houston Chronicle, et cetera, et cetera. And basically they have announced that they're going to be having access to, their collection of magazines. They're going to be able to bring this into their training models. They're going to be able to bring this into ChatGPT's like developing suite of content and resources. This is not the first one though. This is why I think this is interesting. So they signed with Condé Nast they signed with Condé Nast recently in August 2024. Before that, they signed with Time Magazine in June 2024, and then in May they signed with News Corp. They're like Thanos right now, just collecting like all of these different publishers, which I think is an interesting play because these publishers have had such a hard time on Google search over the last few years, and it's interesting that OpenAI is moving with a new offering for them.
Yeah, I will care when they have a publication on their blog. OpenAI partners with Search Engine Roundtable. That's what I will care.
Okay, I'll call Sam. I'll call him. We play pickleball together.
I do agree. I find it interesting that they're making all these partnership deals with a lot of larger publishers. The question is, how will they address it with the independent, smaller publishers that are writing heartfelt content, trying to make the web a better place?
They should have a creators meeting to help sort that out.
That's a good
idea.
idea.
They can all get it.
Can I finish and tie this back to the DOJ thing as well? There was one statement in there that I thought was super interesting and SEOs would love and Barry would love because it's Google based. They said, accordingly, plaintiffs are considering remedies that would, for example, prohibit Google from using contracts or other practice to undermine rivals' access. And Google would need to allow websites crawled for Google search to opt out of training or appearing in any Google-owned artificial intelligence product or feature on Google search. So that's almost like the opposite of, or I guess it would be similar to OpenAI and Hearst, where you could be in Google and opt out of that. I thought that was another interesting thing.
Well, the thing that's interesting is that Google doesn't have a dedicated bot for its AI tools. It's kind of using various different things. So like ChatGPT has a full list of all of their IPs for all of their user agents, and you can opt in, opt out, like make certain things for it. Google kind of uses Google Extended or like Google Extend as a crawl bot, but not exclusively. So like it's kind of difficult if you were like, you can't see my content. It's kind of difficult to do that at the moment. So like I agree. It's interesting.
Right. But go read the verdict number C in that document. You can find it over on Search Engine Roundtable, but the remedy specifically says against that.
Very good. All right, everyone, have a great day. We're back tomorrow for more. It's new. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.